Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Boy, do I really love the Ninja Turtles. And let me tell you something, when it came to the Ninja Turtles growing up, there was one game that pretty much everyone had. And let me tell you something, I had a very big love-hate relationship with this game. I loved it because it was the Ninja Turtles and it was on the NES and it was just a lot of fun. But what I didn't love was how it could be extremely frustrating at times. So I'm doing kind of like a quick, I played through the game. Thanks to the Cowabunga collection, I was able to play through the first original Ninja Turtle game and beat it. I have only been able to beat this game through emulation. I know, some of you are probably like, oh, you gotta beat it on original hardware and stuff. Screw that. It's a hard game, and I don't have the patience or the time to really try to master the game. So that was the thing. Like I was saying, this is one of the games that I grew up playing, and I had a very big love-hate relationship with this game. I loved the fact that it was the Ninja Turtles. I loved the fact that you were able to play it at home on your NES console. That was amazing. But was it a perfect game? Nope, far from it. Like, one thing I did not like was some of the enemies that were in the game. You had enemies that were not familiar at all, like Fire Guy and Flying Bug People and stuff. There was some different characters in here that I was not familiar with. Another thing I didn't like was the fact that the game was hard. There was a lot of spots in the game where you were going to get hit. Regardless of what you did, you were most likely going to get hit. I mean, obviously there are people out there that have mastered the game and have made it where, they could pretty much beat it probably with like one turtle or something like that. But for the rest of us, the average gamers, we're going to get hit, and we're going to get hit a lot. So that was kind of annoying. But on the flip side of it, one thing that I did like about the game was I liked the fact that the game had the 4 turtles that you could swap in and out between, and they each had their own health, which was really nice. And I really also liked the music in the game. I think the game had some great tunes, even back in the day and even now. I mean, if you guys can, I'll stop for a minute so I can play you some of the music, but especially that music from the iconic, when you're trying to dismantle the bombs. What a great beat that was, for such a game, especially on the NES. One of the dislikes I did not like was I really did not like how some of the attacks in this game were. It was cool that they made each turtle a little bit different, and some were stronger than others, and their attacks were different, but it was also kind of like a double-edged sword. Like Donatello and Leonardo, when they aimed up and down, their weapon, was literally up and down, but it couldn't really hit in front. A lot of games you hit down and you still strike forward, but it strikes forward at a lower angle. Well, not with those guys. Those guys, they actually literally go straight down or straight up, so that's a pain. Or sometimes Donatello with his, actually I think mainly Donatello, his bow staff, if you were standing straight, you would strike forward, and if an enemy was just above or just below it, you weren't going to hit them. They were going to go right over you or under you and hit you. So that stuff was kind of a pain in this game. Another cool thing is the Cowabunga collection added the strategy guide to it. I thought that was pretty neat, something that you can actually go back and pause and kind of take a look at. And it looks like it came right from maybe Nintendo Power or something. So that's kind of cool. I never got to see this, growing up. So I think that's pretty neat with this Cowabunga collection. And I love the fact that it has the quick saves and the rewind feature because, like I said, this game's kind of hard. There is some moments where you're going to, probably want that. I know for me as a kid, the furthest I ever got was to the part where you're in the turtle van, and I think that was it. That was probably the furthest I ever got. What is that, like stage 3, stage 4, something like that? I'm not 100% sure. But it wasn't really that far. But thanks to the emulation, I had beaten this game a few years back on emulation, and now I beat it again for the Cowabunga collection. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to kind of go through this game, because like I said, it's one of those games where I really do have a love-hate for it. Like I said, it's not a great game by any means necessary, but it's still a fun game, and even like today, I played through it and beat it. I was getting a little frustrated with some of the parts where, like I said, you pretty much have to get hit, and some of the things that they did in it that were kind of frustrating, and I wish that they had maybe gone a different route with it. But there's still so much nostalgia and there are some good moments in this game. Like I said, the music's so good in this game. I kind of like the how each turtle's a little bit different. I think they look great too, to be honest with you. See Mikey over here, looks like he's waving a wiener. But I think it's cool that they also have like parts where like it's almost like an overview where they're going from like the sewers or like the buildings. I think that's a nice little touch to the game. Definitely plenty of variety for enemies, but some of them kind of like take too many hits. Like in this game, Donatello's definitely a beast. He definitely like one hit shot pretty much everybody. One hit kills everybody, and so does Raph. But Mikey and Leo seem to take forever, man. Like, that's something that I kind of wish that... I mean, I'm not saying they have to hit one-hit kill everybody, but, I mean, I kind of wish that it was a little more balanced so you didn't get hit as often, I guess. Oh, and another thing, too, one thing that can get very annoying is that the turtles, when they jump and stuff and they walk, they kind of are a little almost like floaty. So what ends up happening a lot of the times is there's certain parts in this game where, you're trying to get in between like some spikes or something like that, and you could easily jump too far one way or the other and land right on those spikes. I mean, if you think about it, they're pretty forgiving when it comes to like extra lives and stuff like that, because like I said, you got the 4 turtles. As you lose one, they get captured. You could eventually end up rescuing the ones that are captured. I think there's a few parts in the game that give you that chance. And then even if all 4 are taken out, there are continues. I want to say there's 3 of them, and they don't start you back at level 1, which is nice. So, I mean, it is a pretty forgiving game, and that's what I mean. Like, there is a lot of good things about this game, but there also are its fair share of negatives. But I don't think this game was as bad as a lot of people would say it was. There was a lot that I remembered about this game, and I did enjoy it. Even now playing it, like 30 years later, it's just fun, man. I had moments where I was smiling playing through this, and I know this segment's taking on the backlog, but even though I had beaten this game already, I was like, you know what? I have the Cowabunga collection. I plan on going through the other Turtle games as well. I'm hoping anyway. Like I said, some of them are really hard, especially the ones on the NES. But I figured I'd put this one in there because it's a love-hate relationship with this game, and I just don't think it's as bad as some people say it is. But I can see some of their points. It's not exactly the greatest game either. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I have to say about this, guys. I mean, I have some footage of the game of me playing through it and actually beating it. So I'm going to have that kind of playing as well. And just let me know what you guys think. Did you guys have this game growing up? If not, is this a game that you would probably pick up and give it a shot? But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So I'm going to let you guys go and catch you on the next one. Later.